y'all. I'm so excited that we're doing this video. We are doing a tier ranking today of all of the 2000s novels that I remember from my youth. So we're doing 2000s YA tier rankings today. I'm so excited for these. I will say not all of these were published in the 2000s. Some of them were ones that I just remember reading in school and stuck with me. I still remember them for good or for bad after school, but that's okay. We're figuring it out, so no worries. Let's jump in. So first we have Hatchet. I'm going for the first one that I can see. Clearly we have a very official ranking of she can stay, she's cute, she had her moments, okay fine, and never again. I'm just gonna put Hatchet in the middle for now. Hatchet was fine. I also just don't know how terribly I care. I remember like there was so much. I remember like I had an English teacher, didn't we all have an English teacher who was like driving home the symbolism, and it was like the biggest deal ever. I remember it being really gross that he had to like dive under the water to get the emergency box and like the bones of the pilot were there. It was just like a bit much, and not even like gross in a way that was like interesting. It just like was gross, like just hard pass. Also, I'm fairly convinced that I will always hate the outdoors because of this shit. I will always hate the outdoors because of this shit. Was there a dog in this? There definitely wasn't a dog in this. Okay, so we're going down. We're going down to like, okay, fine, because no thank you, hard pass. There should have been a dog. There should have been a dog. That's all I have to say. Okay, next I have Maximum Ride, which if I remember, I'm pretty damn sure that this is the only James Patterson that I've ever read in my entire life. I don't think I've read very much James Patterson at all, for good damn reason. But I definitely remember reading this. I was definitely in middle school. There were a lot of books, but I think by the time the final one came out, I didn't care enough, but I wanted to know how it went. So I definitely remember like going to a Barnes & Noble and just reading her. Like just flipping through in like 15 minutes, like the ending of it to like figure out how it went. But Paranormal, Angels, badasses with wings clearly was like setting me up for something. It was my first introduction, I think, to like characters with wings. Which took a real turn by the time I got to Akatar. Anyway, we'll leave her in She Had Her Moments. We'll leave her in She Had Her Moments because she did and it was fine. She's not cute and she can't really stay because I don't remember anything other than the fact that there was Angels, and I don't really care for James Patterson and he doesn't even write his own stuff anymore. But again, like, prerequisite people with wings, so like you can stay, okay. We're doing all the classics first. The Giver, I'm sorry, The Giver sucks. Okay, like, can we all just agree The Giver sucks? Like, I know there's a lot to be said in there about like whatever, commentary on society and old people and whatever, or like even communism. Quite frankly, I don't know. All I know is like I still don't understand why there was a giver. I still don't understand why like one person got to like keep memories and then everybody else was just like forced to live this really shitty existence. The only thing that I remember from this book, and maybe this is telling, is that they had to like take a hormone suppressant every day. Like the family would share their dreams every day at the breakfast table, and as soon as the son started like going through puberty and having dreams about like kissing girls, they were like, oh, it's time for you to take the pill that your mom and dad also take every day. And they would like, why? That's weird. That's so weird. Of course, that's like the only part of it that I actually remember, but like, that's weird. Yeah, you're also just like, never again. Never again. I don't care for this. I don't care. I'm gonna move swiftly along. Like, I'm not for this. Okay, City of Ember, again, we'll just go to like She Had Her Moments. The thing that I remember most about City of Ember was that it had like a foil cover, and I always remember like running my finger back and forth over that like light filament part on the cover that like says Ember, and that was a sensory thing that maybe should have clued me into the fact that I had ADHD way before I was 28. That's fine. this was good. I mean, like, it was a good sci-fi plot. Like, I think it was interesting. It definitely, like, I think I wanted actual fantasy, but I just, like, the only thing that I was getting my hands on for some reason was, like, City of Ember. I read Tolkien and Narnia and all that stuff when I was, like, really little, so this is my, like, weird preteen phase of books. I don't know if I ever read the second or the third. I think there's more. Maybe I read the second, but I definitely didn't read the third. And I'm real sketchy on if I read the second. I feel bad saying, like, okay, fine. Like, I guess she had her moments, but also, like, there's nothing super exciting there. So I guess you're gonna stay. I guess you're gonna stay. Okay, but bringing it up like Eragon though, I'm not even gonna hold her and she had her moments. We're going straight to she's cute. This was absolutely one of the first, like, after Tolkien a couple years later. Clearly very different levels, like Eragon's not on the level of Tolkien, but this was one of the first ones where I was like, yes, I'm in my school library, I'm in 6th grade and I'm picking out other fantasy novels that don't, like, fall under the classics genre. So we were all for Eragon. If you guys listen to the podcast, you know dragons are always a good idea. So this was great. Although it was definitely supposed to be a trilogy. And then we also talked about this on the podcast. And then, like, a 4th one came out that was, like, gold, because I think the original trilogy was, like, blue, green, and red. Blue, red, green. I'm pretty sure. I gotta be honest though, I totally don't remember. Like, I would fail a reading comprehension test on Eragon. Hardcore, I would absolutely fail. But I liked it a lot. I remember liking it a lot. I didn't read the 3rd one and I couldn't tell you at all what actually happened. But who cares? So she's cute. She's cute because, like, I see it and I'm like, look at that iconic cover with, like, a smirking dragon. I'm into it. She's cute, she's cute, she's cute. She's cute. I don't know if she can stay just because, like, again, my reading comprehension clearly, like, betrays the fact that maybe I didn't think it was that good, but, like, ooh. Okay, let's get fucking weird with it. Crank. This whole series, this is actually reminiscent of the whole series. Why? Why? This was scarring. And, like, I understand, like, kids don't do drugs, don't do whatever. I forget the rest of the series, but there were, like, so many of them. And that's fine. Like, I get that. Let's, you know, kids can handle mature topics. But this was just, like, didn't these read like poetry? Weren't these, like, bad poetry, I'm pretty sure? I'm pretty sure these were also, like, bad fucking poetry. Oh my God. And I feel like this was just like, teachers loved to push this shit because they were like, being addiction's a nightmare. Like, don't do drugs. And I was like, yeah, don't do drugs, but, like, let's be honest. Like, most kids are probably talking about pot, and this is, like, having serious, it's like crack cocaine, I think. I don't know. Crank, I'm pretty sure that's cocaine. I don't know. No, like, never again. Just never again. It was so weird and traumatizing. I'm, like, 99% sure that was, like, weird fucking poetry. And I don't understand why it just was pushed so hard by adults. Maybe because it was shitty poetry, so they're like, it's not that graphic. But it's like, you know what? Bad poetry is graphic. I do take offense to that. I take offense to that. No. No. Never again. Never again. Okay, let's do some fucking weird ones. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The care and keeping of you. I had no sexual education conversation with my parents. Never had that talk. What happened was, in my public school in Indiana in 5th grade, they did a unit during health class where they separated the boys and the girls, and they went through, like, the basics, like anatomy, menstrual cycles, and how to make a child. Like, literally the, like, bare bones stuff. And I found out years later, because this is how creepy and weird my parents were about purity culture and sex education and stuff. My mom actually, like, I didn't know this until years later. She went to the school, went to my elementary school, and watched all of the videos and, like, read the curriculum to make sure that it wasn't going to be too graphic and, like, it wasn't going to be inappropriate. An Indiana public school system? Are you kidding me? An Indiana public school system you think is gonna be too graphic? It's not like they were teaching, like, children anything about, like, did you think that they were gonna, like, teach us how to give blowjobs or something? Like, what in God's name? Like, holy shit. Like, I never wrapped my head around the fact that, like, she was really, really concerned that, like, at 10 in a public school, they were going to teach us too much. They don't teach anything in sex ed. Like, it's a problem. Sexual education in this country is a very legitimate problem. Anyway, so I didn't have the sex talk. I had that lesson, like, in school, which I never addressed with my parents, except for the fact that they, like, made jokes. No! Wow, repressed memories. I remember I was like, we had a bunch of people for dinner over, like, all the time. My dad was a pastor, so there was, like, always people coming over for dinner and shit. And I remember we had guests over for something, and they like made fun of it. They were like, and Molly's doing that, da da da. And I remember being like so embarrassed at dinner, like, why is this? And like, it was a joke. And I was like, okay, cool, like weird. They were like laughing about it. And I was like, way to make me feel super uncomfortable. So I didn't have the sex talk ever with my parents. I had that public school like education. And then my parents just like dropped this book. I think they gave it to me on my birthday, quite frankly, which like, why would you do that to me on my birthday? Show up to me at a birthday party on my birthday gift without a birthday present. Like, why would you do that to me? You know, here's the thing, and this might be controversial. She's cute, okay? She's cute, and I'll tell you why. One, all of us were scarred by this book. 1000% we were all scarred by this book. But I appreciate American girls like, hey, here's the shit you need to know, and we will show you how to put in a tampon, and it will be graphic, but that's fine because you're a woman and like your body's wonderful and this is what you're gonna do. So you know what? We were all traumatized by it. I was definitely traumatized by it because God knows my parents were like absolutely just shooting bricks in this whole department. But she's cute. But she's cute because I appreciate they were like, hey, it's fine, nothing to be ashamed about. You know, if we were traumatized, that's because of the delivery that like our parents gave to us, I guess, on that. So, but like, it's fine. She's actually cute, she can stay. This is a random one, but I read The Other Boleyn Girl when I was in middle school, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, she can stay. One, I love historical fiction. I was already that little nerd when I was in middle school, and this was like the closest to smut that I could get. This was like the closest that I could get, just because they like talked about having sex in this book. I don't even think it's on page. I'm pretty sure it's fade to black. No, it's on page. It's on page, but it's not like, you know, pages. It's not like KU Smart where you're like, oh, I'm reading this for this. You know, it's on page, but it's not like, blah. So she can stay. She can stay because Philippa Gregory's a really good historical fiction author. I like this book. I still like this book, and she 100% can stay. And this was hilarious because this was like the closest I could get to smut. I was like, I want to read more about this because hormones. Hunger Games. I loved Hunger Games, but I was super done by the end. Like, I was done. I was done by the end. I did not care. I was flipping through. I was team PETA for sure. I know that. But like, you know what? We've all talked about Hunger Games enough. She's had her moments. It's fine. But like, I will never reread that book. I don't care. I'll never reread that book. Okay, Uglies, also, I will just straight go to okay, fine. I will straight go to okay, fine, because I liked it. It was sci-fi. It's a interesting concept, although they definitely just jacked that concept from that episode of the Twilight Zone, I'm pretty sure, where they like do the plastic surgery and it's like that iconic episode from Twilight Zone, I'm pretty sure. So Uglies was good. Like, the premise was good. Like, everybody goes and gets plastic surgery when they turn 18, so everybody's pretty, and that way nobody makes fun of anybody, and like everybody, you know, whatever, playing field's been leveled, blah, blah, blah. And then this girl like runs away because she doesn't want to be part of the system, but apparently like the government gets involved because everybody like has to, which also like, maybe this is a weird concept because like, I can't imagine. Well, I guess if it's all about control, just kidding. I can definitely imagine a government doing that, but I don't, also my recall, shit, I don't remember anything. Pretty sure I read all of them, but I probably dropped off. So like, you know what? It was good. It was iconic. She had a moment. There was like multiple copies of this, I'm sure, in like every single library, but okay, fine. Okay, fine. Clique. This whole Clique series, so I loved this. I ate this shit up. I thought I was a bad bitch. I would never read anything like this ever again, quite frankly, and I don't even like watch reality TV now, so it's like not who I am. But I was struggling a lot when I was a preteen because like that's when we were hitting the purity culture stuff pretty hard, and I like wanted to be cool and popular really, really bad because like, you know, everybody did. But I was having like a lot of self-esteem issues, like really, really, really bad, like emotional trauma, like stuff I'm still working through because of my religious background and stuff. But like, I ate that shit up because I was like, oh my God, yes, this is like hot girl reading, whatever. And I remember I borrowed one of them from my friends, like one of the ones in the series. My mom found it in my backpack, read a couple chapters, decided that it like wasn't proper, and like just took it away. And like just alerted me to the fact later. And I was like, and she was like, why? She like, you know, was mad at me about it. And I just was like, oh, my friend recommended it to me. Like I haven't even like read it yet. Lies. And she was like, it's so inappropriate, whatever. Cause it talks about like teenagers wanting to like hook up. Again, it's not even smutty. It just talks about like teenagers having, you know, hormones, like it, whatever. So she's cute, but then I felt really, really bad because my friend, she just like threw the book away. She didn't even give it back to me to give back to my friend. So, and then I felt really bad, and I like, don't even think I paid her back or anything for it. So Shannon, if you're out there, I owe you like 15 bucks for one of the Clique novels that my mom threw away because she thought it was inappropriate. Do we even have to fucking talk about it? Let's, like, Twilight, she can stay, okay? She can stay. She can stay. She can stay. She can stay. I remember I walked into my library after school at my school, because that's where I hung out, because again, I was a fucking cool kid. And I remember the school librarian like handed me Twilight, and she was like, the kids are loving this. You are gonna love it. And I was like, okay, noted, done. Hook, line, and sinker. I was team Jacob. Like maybe I wasn't. I can't remember. I know that I had a custom charm bracelet that I literally made with ugly shit from like Michael's. Also, it was like the 2000s, so of course I had a charm bracelet. And I put like a wolf and like a tiny little like diamond plastic gem, like for Bella, no, not for Bella, for Edward and Jacob. So I had them like both on there, and I wore that bracelet like all the goddamn time. So yeah, I got cut off, which is to say I wore that bracelet all the goddamn time. Iconic. Never again. We're just gonna go right there. Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. Hard pass. No thank you. My parents got me Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. There was like a second one. They got me like Chicken Soup for the Preteen Soul. I had Chicken Soup for the Dog Lover Soul, I'm pretty sure too. Like, again, Christians. My parents like ate that Christian chicken soup kind of shit up. They loved it. So like they loved that. So should we? No, just kidding. Never again. Never again. And then, you know what? We're also gonna put that up on here in this case. This A-list. I loved the A-list, and I loved the A-list because there was, I'm pretty damn sure if it's the book that I remember from the cover, there was a girl who was like curvier in it, and that was like a huge part of the dialogue, and like her boyfriend just loved her the way she was, and she eventually learned to love herself the way that she was, and she had a mom who was really bitchy and like wanted her to lose weight, and her boyfriend in this was like, please, like, do if you want to, but like, you look gorgeous, babe. And I had a 2000s incredibly toxic diet culture mom. So I ate that shit up. So you know what? She can stay. I think that's literally the only thing that I remember from that book, from the A-list. That is the only thing that I can remember. Only thing. The only thing that I can remember from the A-list is I liked it because there was like, not even plus size, but just like normal size, a normal sized individual in there, whose mom wanted her to lose weight, but her partner didn't. I just thought that was great. I'm sure there was an actual plot. I don't remember what she is. So there you go. She can stay. We've got Other Boleyn Girl, Twilight, A-list. Great, great. I would read any one of those. She's cute. Eragon, Care and Keeping of You, and the Clique. She had her moments. Maximum Ride, CD Ember, Hunger Games. Okay, fine. We've got Hatchet and Uglies. And never again, Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, The Giver, and Crank. So let me know down below if there's any ones that I didn't rank, if there's ones that you want me to do in an upcoming one. I didn't read a lot, like, I've never read any John Green, so I know that, and like Meg Cabot. So I know that there's like a couple of like big 2000s ones that I've left off, but that's because I didn't read them. But let me know if we should do this again. We can pull up another 2000s list. Let me know if you disagree or agree with my rankings in the comments below, and I will see you guys later.